Hey Rick, Ted Johnson. I wanted to record this video with some of your information in it. I was doing a similar proposal for another lodge in the southeast, and I thought, well, this might give you a better idea of what I can do for you in particular. So anyway, I'm just going to take you through this real quick. It'll only take a few minutes, and I think you'll be appreciative of how I'm putting it together with what the videos that you've seen already, and maybe what we can do exactly for you. And then I also want to bring up a really big concern that I would have, and I'll show it to you here in just a little bit. With you doing all these shows coming up, there's something you need to address, whether or not we do business or not. Boy, you need to get on it right away, because I'll tell you what, it's going to cost you some business without fixing it. Anyway, as you know, I'm a certified business consultant. I own the company that we're selling these products from. It's marketing for fishing guides. I've started a number of online and offline businesses over the last 20 years, but I've worked in and out of this sport fishing industry. I used to run a boat. I worked as a manufacturer's rep, worked a lot on the IT side with a lot of retailers, manufacturers, and that sort of thing. And the other thing is, of course, that I love to fish, and I've actually been up in your part of the world and fished in Nushagak a number of times. Anyway, I started out this presentation for this other company about it with regards to a marketing history, if you may, of how the history has gone on online over the years. And the first thing that came out was when people were able to develop websites without having any indexing. They were spending a tremendous amount of money on websites, tens of thousands of dollars. There was no competition really, and you were then, if you had a website, you were kind of the kingpin. Well, when Google came out and they started indexing sites, then people could go into Google and type in fishing in Alaska, and it would bring up whether it would be the big expensive sites or the small lodges and that sort of thing, and it sort of leveled the playing field. Well, now the new revolution has gone mobile. People are starting to look at websites on mobile devices. And here's what I want to point out. If you look at the iPhone that I did a screen capture on the screen right now, this is exactly what people see when they go to your website on a mobile device. In fact, I challenge you. You said that you have an iPhone. Go to your website and type in the URL in the browser and see what comes up. I don't think it's going to come up any different than that white screen that I'm seeing right now, because I've tried it on a number of devices, and this in lies the problem that you have. 69% of all internet searches are now done on mobile devices. I know being out in Dillingham, you're not exposed to is the crowds that I am traveling around a little bit, but I'm sure you've seen pretty much everybody has some sort of smartphone now, and they're doing a tremendous amount of internet searches, and this number is growing because of the number of mobile devices that are out there and just people getting comfortable doing mobile searches. And if they're finding or they're typing in your website address into a mobile device and they're not coming up with anything, I guarantee you they're going somewhere else and looking at other lodges and that sort of thing, just because you're not being seen out there. So as I was mentioning, your potential guests, instead of seeing your website, are now seeing a blank screen on mobile devices. And it's because your site is redirecting to some sort of mobile site. It's not an application, it's just a mobile site that's not set up. Now, there's an inherent problem with websites in regards to marketing. When people go to a website, whether it's on a desktop or whether it's on a mobile device, you don't really know who they are unless they've stepped up and called you or filled out a contact page. And so you might be able to go through like a Google Analytics and tell where people are looking at your website from, particular area, particular city, but if they haven't raised their hand and filled out a contact form or have called you directly, you can't reach back out to them at any time, even though it seemed like they were interested enough at least to come to your website. What I do is we develop these mobile applications, and these mobile applications takes the information off your website and makes it look much better on a mobile device. Instead of, a lot of websites look really, really cramped, or they're really messy, even when they do come up on the mobile device. Our system comes up and it populates the screen so it's thumb friendly. You're not having to scroll a whole lot, and it's taking advantage of some of the inherent functions in the mobile device itself. And forgive me, I took the opportunity to design out just kind of a little logo for you on this presentation. And just because I couldn't find one on the website, so I thought I'd put one together real quick for you. The advantages of a mobile app, oh, I misspelled a word there. You can communicate with those that have downloaded your app. The screen formatting is much more user-friendly. It takes advantage of the phone functions. And if the app is designed right, people will go back to it over and over and over again. And so what's happening right now is people are going to come to your booth, they're going to take your information, they're going to go back and say, hey, I'm going to think about it, go back and sit down at their kitchen counter, and they're going to take their mobile device and type in your website, and they're not going to see anything. And that becomes a real issue. And again, whether you do business with me or not, that's fine. I would fix this before I started doing many shows, just because you're going to lose a lot of opportunities that you once had. Other advantages of an application, it utilizes both short-term and long-term marketing tactics. You can do short-term marketing with an application and get people to sign up for trips right away just because you're going out to a specific group on a timely basis. But then you also nurture relationships because you can keep contacting these people over time. Provides you with another way to build and nurture your potential guest list, and it can grow virally. Right? I know that you have a Facebook page, but see the share button on that site, you can hit share, and if that application was on a potential client's phone or even a past guest's phone and they hit share, it would share your app with all the people that they have befriended on Facebook. And again, I'm going to hit this again, if the app is designed right, people are going to go back to it over and over and over again. It's different than a website. It has to have other types of functionalities to it to make people want to have the application on their phone. So what we do is we turn that application really into a gift. We put in tools and functions into the mobile application that they'll use not only while they're at your lodge and thinking about coming to your lodge, but they'll use hopefully in their day-to-day lives while they're out fishing themselves. Of course, the app has all the marketing functions that businesses like yourself are looking for. It has a book a trip feature, it has a photo gallery, it has rates, it has this call us button. You can hit that call us button and the phone automatically dials you directly. Of course, the share button shares it with Facebook. But we also integrate other types of functions. Now, the apps that we put together are all custom, and so some may or may not have some of the things I'm going to show you. It's just based on the needs of the lodge or the guide that I'm working with. And so we put in what we call a fish identifier, what we fish for. We put in the different types of salmon. We put in pictures of both while they're chrome bright and then they're spawning, so people can tell what it is, along with descriptions. We'll put in pictures and sections for freshwater fish. I know you guys catch pike, as I have, on the Nushagak, and a lot of people, when they hook their first pike, they come from the lower 48, they have no idea what it is, and it helps them identify that. And we have all the different species of fish that you fish for, along with a lot in the lower 48, so it helps them there also. We give them an up-to-date fishing synopsis. We have all of the fishing synopsises on the West Coast in digitized form. You'll no longer, or your clients or customers, guests will no longer have to go out and purchase a synopsis or go to a sporting goods store and pick one up. They can go simply to their phone, and that's a huge benefit to them. And we can put multiple synopsises on the mobile device. There's a fish weight calculator that estimates the weight of a fish based on the length of the fish and the girth behind the front gills. All you do is put in those measurements and the system calculates the weight of that fish. And then there's some other really cool things that the calculator does. Testimonials of other fishermen that have come and fished at your lodge, and then of course the fishing reports that either you can do or we can do for you, talking about how the fishing is going on the Nushagak, what are the runs like, and that sort of thing. And that's what's going to encourage people to come to your lodge and book time there. And As I mentioned, some of these other functionalities, the second little screen over on the top shows our fish identifier. All you'd have to do is click on one of those, and then it goes into a bigger picture of the fish, whether they're chrome bright or they're in the spawning phase, and then it gives a description of that. The next slide over shows the fishing reports. These can be sent out at any time by you, and it goes out to everybody that has their app on their phone, encouraging them to maybe give you a call. The next screen over shows the Oregon fishing regulations. We, of course, have the Alaska fishing regulations built into the phone also, and they're updated as those regulations are updated. The next one over, I don't know if you fish for any halibut or not, but I put in a length and weight chart for halibut charters and halibut lodges. If you don't fish for halibut, we replace that with one of the other functionalities. There's the book a trip at the bottom left, where people can actually go in and put in information into their phone, and it'll be automatically emailed and texted to you, so you can get back in touch with them because they're interested in booking a trip. The next one over is what our clients say. These are testimonials that are all tied into Facebook and can grow virally. The other is what we call a submit a photo. How many times have you been out with somebody that caught a beautiful, let's say, rainbow, and they got a great photo of it, and you go, hey, I'd love to put that on my website, and you never quite get it. Well, what we do is we put this submit a photo function on the application. The client simply goes to submit a photo. It brings up all the most recent photos. They select it, they hit send, and it's automatically sent to you, so you can start using it on your website and other things. The Meet Me function is kind of cool. The Meet Me function for a guide will help people drive to the appropriate places where they're going to go fishing. In your case, it might just be geographic locations of the different towns around Dillingham, maybe the different lakes or fishing spots. It's all tied into Google Maps, and we have directions behind that, and that's all set up for you. And then finally, off to the far right-hand side at the bottom is the fish weight calculator with all the cool functionality built into it. Once you've put in the length and girth of a fish, you can take a photo of it. It then sends you an email with the photo, the length, the girth, the weight, and the GPS locations of where the photo is taken. So if you're taking it where you caught the fish, then you'll have an idea of where you can go back to again with your GPS. It's really pretty cool. But of course, the most important thing is these push messaging. Push messaging is not text messaging. It's not email messaging. It's a message that goes over the top of anything that somebody may be doing on the phone. Here we have 4 different phones in 4 different modes. One guy was looking at college football. Another was looking at their text message. The other one is where the phone is idle. And this push message comes over the top of anything that you're doing. So you almost get 100% readership at any one time on these messages that go out to people with the app on their phone. And what a powerful, powerful way to get a message out about maybe you have trips still available at the end of the year. I'm planning to be in Denver. Please come and see my booth. You know, you can use these messages for all sorts of things. Every app is custom. No app looks the same. As you can see, here's the number of apps that we've recently done, some for lodges and guides around in your area. We've got many, many more than this. I know that you know Salmon Catcher Lodge and a number of the others that we've done also. We help you market it. We help design out the QR codes, and we help design out your flyers and your business cards and your signage with these QR codes where people can simply scan that, or they can even type in an email address, not email, but a URL, and they'll automatically have that uploaded to the phone. As you know, I've got a lodge package going on right now for less than $1,000, and we just do a heck of a job for you in helping you build this out. I would also put out there for you, I know that you've got a lot of things going on in regards to a tremendous amount of shows coming up. I think you have 15 of them. It looks like maybe you've been doing the website work or yourself, or maybe some family member is doing that. And there's a problem with the redirect on it. If you'd like to do business with me, I can help you with that, and I can get that changed so it automatically starts formatting properly on the mobile phones out there, because that's where most of your potential customers are going to look for you right away. And I just hate to see you miss out on all that business. Again, I don't want to bug you. I mean, I'd love to do business with you. I love the area in which your lodge is at, and I fished up there, like I said. And I think I've got a great opportunity for you just to help you in your efforts. It looks like you got a great lodge and a great setup, and you're the type of person that we can really help. So anyway, my number is 503-380-8012, also including some links to some apps that we've recently done. Love to hear back from you. Thanks, Rick. Bye now.